Hi guys, welcome back to Mithuvision. So today's video subject is TP aka RS, and the topic is B604 Religion, Peace and Justice for the exam board OCRB. Now this is actually very exciting because it's actually my first ever requested video, so shout out to 11x5. And before I start this video, I would also like to thank my bestie aka my ride or die, Anya Desai, for actually writing out some notes for me for this video, and yeah, it really helped. So let's get straight to it. B604 Religion, Peace and Justice. The first topic is pacifism. Pacifism is the belief that war and violence are unjustifiable and that all disputes should be settled by peaceful means. So you will need to know Christian arguments for and against pacifism. The first argument for is be all loving. The quote for that is, "Dear friend, let us love one another, for love comes from God. Everyone who loves has been born of God and knows God." This is from John 47. And then you have, "Do to others as you would have them do to you." This is from the book of Luke. Next is "Thou shalt not kill" from Exodus 20:13. Then the point, peacemakers will be acknowledged by God. The quote for that is, "Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called children of God." This is from Matthew 5:9. These are quotes that are not in favour of pacifism. So the first one is, "And there was no one left to speak for me," said by Pastor Nivola. It's from a poem written by him, which basically means fight for others. Then we have "Defend the weak and the fatherless, uphold the cause of the poor and the oppressed." This is from Psalm, and it's telling you to defend others. Then you have "Eye for eye, tooth for tooth, hand for hand, foot for foot." This is from Exodus. And last but not least, "The Lord your God himself will cross over ahead of you. He will destroy these nations before you, and you will take possession of their land." The point behind this is, if we are made in the image of God, and the God portrayed in this is violent, then it is in our nature to be violent. Now, secular arguments for and against pacifism. For pacifism, violence is immoral, violence is uncivilized, we are meant to be civilized beings. You are a stronger person if you can refrain from violence. And the last one is a quote from Gandhi, which is, "An eye for an eye makes the whole world blind," and that is as a reply to the quote from Exodus. Then points against pacifism, you have self-defense, to protect others, violence is less evil, i.e. the lesser of two evils theory, and to prevent, punish or deter crimes. A war is defined as a state of armed conflict between different nations, states or groups. A holy war is a war in support of a religious cause. And a conscientious objector is a person who refuses to serve in the armed services, i.e. the military, for moral reason. Christian reasons for pacifism and against pacifism. 4 quotations. "Greater love has no one than this, that he laid down his life for his friends." This is from John 4:7, and it's basically saying that you should fight for your friends. Then you have "Prepare for war, rouse the warriors, let all fighting men draw near and attack," from Joel 3:9. The basic idea of this point is, in the Old Testament there's a lot of stories about war, therefore war is acceptable. Then you have "Defend the weak and the fatherless, uphold the cause of the poor and oppressed." This is from Psalm 82:3, and it's basically telling people to defend others. Christian quotations against war: "Thou shalt not kill," Exodus 20:13. "For all who draw the sword will die by the sword," Matthew 26:52. And then finally, "Love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you." This is from Matthew 5:43. Secular arguments for and against war. So against war, you have "It leads to unnecessary deaths." Number 2, humans should act civilized. Number 3, wars are sometimes a result of unnecessary unnecessary actions, or even they start for unnecessary reasons. Then 4, we have retribution, rehabilitation, deterrence, and protection. I go over these key terms in the latter half of the video. The just war theory is a large Christian philosophy that has been developed from the ideas of Cicero, Thomas Aquinas, and Hugo Grotius. These names, you will have to do some extra research on them because this video does not contain any facts on them, so yeah, sorry guys. But yeah, it suggests that a war should be fought according to particular conditions. These particular conditions consist of 3 different Latin words. So first you have just ad bellum, then just in bello. Bello should actually have 2 L's, I'm being a mistake guys. Then just post bellum. So just ad bellum is whether it is right to go to war. Just in bello is the correct conduct during war. And just post bellum is the conduct after war. Just ad bellum, these are the conditions. There must be a just cause for going to war. The injustices suffered by one group must clearly be greater than those of the other group. Only legitimate authority can start the war. The war must be fought with right intention, and there must be a reasonable chance of success. The force must be a last resort after all peaceful means and negotiations have failed. Then the hoped for benefits of the war must be greater than the probable evil and harm it will cause. Now the conditions for just in bello include: war must only be fought against enemy soldiers and civilians must be protected. The force used should be proportional to the wrong that has been done and the possible good which may come from the war. And minimum force should be used to limit unnecessary death and destruction. There should be just cause to end the war. The wrong has been righted and the enemy is ready to negotiate surrender. There must be no revenge taken. Peace terms must be made and accepted by legitimate authorities. The victor must ensure that any punishment is limited to the people who are directly responsible for the conflict. Any terms of surrender must be proportional to the original reason of war. The pros of the just war theory is that it helps maintain peace, and the second one is it ensures minimum harm is caused. Then for the cons you have, it is hard to stick to and it is also very unrealistic. Concepts of justice are found in both the Old Testament and the New Testament of the Bible. So the first quote is, "Your eyes are open to all the ways of man. You reward everyone according to his conduct and as his deeds deserve." This is from Jeremiah 32:19b. And the second quote is, "Anyone who does wrong will be repaid for his wrong, and there is no favoritism." This also links in with crime and punishment. There are 4 aims of punishment. The first is deterrence, then protection, retribution, and reformation. Deterrence is to deter the same or different person from committing the same act, same sin. Protection is to protect society and others. Retribution is society and victims can see the criminal being punished. And reformation is allowing the criminal a second chance, so to change or to reform themselves. Christian teachings about treatment. Many believe that Jesus' message is preaching of love and forgiveness. They also say that Jesus believes that no one is fully innocent and therefore everyone should be treated equally. Capital punishment is the legally authorized killing of someone as punishment for a crime. The aims of capital punishment include deterring people from committing the crime and to also provide closure for victims. These are secular arguments for and against capital punishment. For, we have it provides closure for victims, it deters other people from committing the same crime, it protects society and is seen as a form of retribution. Then for against, you have it is an easy way out for the criminals. The criminals may mistakenly be punished wrong, and it does not provide for reformation, and it does not give the criminal a second chance. Now the Christian arguments for and against capital punishment, so these are the quotes for them. So for, we have, and he that curseth his father or his mother shall surely be put to death, from Exodus 21:17. Then we have eye for eye, tooth for tooth, hand for hand, foot for foot, Exodus 21:24. And finally, if a man has sexual relations with a man as one does with a woman, both of them have done what is detestable. They are to be put to death, their blood will be on their own hands, from Leviticus. And for against, you have, so God created mankind in his own image, Genesis 1:27. Then thou shalt not kill, Exodus 20:13. Then the Lord gave and the Lord has taken away. May the name of Lord be praised, from Job 1:21. And finally, love your neighbour and pray for those who persecute you. This is from Matthew. And also another quote, let him without sin cast the first stone. That was said by Jesus. Social justice is defined as justice in terms of the distribution of wealth, opportunities and privileges within a society. Now, Christian reasons as to why we should combat social justice. The quote, when an alien lives with you in your land, do not mistreat him, from Leviticus 19:33. Then, sins of Israel, they trample on the heads of the poor and deny justice to the oppressed. This is from Amos 2:6-7a. Then we have, but if you show favoritism, you sin and are convicted by the law as lawbreakers, James 2:9. Then we have the secular reasons, which first one is all people are equal, we are all human beings, the differences between us are minor. And then we have if you do good, good will follow you. Human rights are fundamental and you can't help what you're born into. People suffer unnecessarily when others have way too much. And last but not least, we should have learnt the lesson from history that social injustice is always wrong. I'm really sorry, but my camera ran out of charge and I'm currently at my nan's, so I can't really do anything about it. But the next part of the topic is looking at for and against points for the statement, we should tax the rich to help the poor. So I'm just going to do the Christian evidence for and against, because I feel like the secular arguments are quite similar to the Christian arguments. So for the Christian arguments for, we have love thy neighbour, self-explanatory. Then the parable of the rich man and Lazarus. The rich guy went to hell for not helping Lazarus, who represented the poor. Then we have the idea that we are created in the image of God, and therefore we should help the weak and needy. And points against, you can use the parable of the rich man and Lazarus again, and the idea that we shouldn't give to people as it should be their choice. Then from the book of Matthew we have, blessed are the meek, for they should inherit the earth. This is saying that God has plans for everyone, and the rich are poor because they will be rewarded in their afterlife. And finally, we can take the quote, eye for eye, tooth for tooth, hand for hand, foot for hand, foot for foot, from Exodus, and you can basically argue that every rich person has made their own money, therefore their money is their own money and they should be able to keep it. So that is it for B604 Religion, Peace and Justice. Now I do want to apologise that this video was a day late. I'm so sorry, but I wasn't feeling well yesterday and today I'm feeling better, so hey! Anyways, Thursday's video will be up as usual. I say it like I've been doing it for a long time now, but no. And Thursday's video will definitely be Macbeth character quotations or theme quotations. I still haven't decided, but definitely Macbeth quotations. And yeah, please remember to like, comment and subscribe. And also, if you have anyone that you know that will find my channel useful, please don't hesitate to share. And if you have any requests for any videos as well, if the subject matches my example, then do leave it in the comment section below. I will, or like just personal message me. I will get around to doing it soon. And yeah, thank you for watching, guys.